Hey all you sketchy people, welcome back to my channel. Jack here, and in today's video, I have no idea what's gonna happen, but I'm at the coast. Let's get sketchy.
And here we are on our way on a Wednesday right before Thanksgiving. It was a little busy getting out of Portland as to be expected, but we got some good clear skies, clear-ish skies on a glorious sunset here on Highway 18. And as we commute to and from the coast over the years, more and more I'm finding that Highway 18 is kind of more of a fun scenic drive versus the I-5 route. I've done both so many times in my life, but I kind of am enjoying this Highway 18 drive more and more over the years. We feel that the I-5 span can get a little monotonous at times, and I mean, don't get me wrong, going over Highway 20 on the Coast Range is really gorgeous as well, but the nice thing about Highway 18 that I really enjoy is that you get to drive along a good chunk of the Oregon coast before getting on down to Newport. And pulled into Newport, and it's dark this time of year at what feels like 2 p.m. but we made it, and very glad to be here to spend another great Thanksgiving here on the coast. Love coming back and seeing everybody and being surrounded by family and really good food. And it's always good to come back to the town where I grew up in. I really love this city, and if you haven't been, you should really go to Newport, Oregon and check it out for yourself. One of JoJo's favorite things to play with are crab shells, so I'll always find one and kick it around for him and give it a good toss. Yeah, he loves to chase a crab shell, loves to crunch it up, and yeah, he's just a salty dog. Dogs on the beach, I mean, that's really what one of the great joys in life is, seeing a dog on the beach and running around. And beachcombing is one of my favorite things to do. I'm always on the hunt for a limpid. I love these things. I collect them and got a pretty extensive collection, and I feel I get lucky just about every time I get down to the coast and bring one back home, or I leave it at my mom's house, but got a good collection. And see what JoJo thinks. Yep, that's a keeper. And here's some interesting sand crabs and fish jaws and jellyfish. I love just seeing the flotsam and jetsam that arrives on the coast with each tide. The Oregon coast just had king tides recently. Hey, an orange, Some sailor out there's got scurvy now, probably. Sea foam, love it. I mean, there's just so much magical happenings on the coast because you never know what you'll find. And the tide was way in, so we had to kind of time it right to get around this point right here, and definitely had to holster the phone and make sure JoJo and I can run around this point and time this water just right so we don't get caught in it. I have been caught in it, and I didn't really feel like getting cold and wet this morning, so we timed it. And driftwood, always on the hunt for some driftwood for my mom because she makes some really cool driftwood art, so I'm always looking for magical driftwood pieces for her as well. But my hands are freezing. It's a very cold morning, and it's time to get back home. It was a glorious sunrise. I loved that pink gradient that the sky was getting, and yeah, you can see all the frost on the ground here. And time to warm our bones by the fire. Yeah, I love coming home. Still, this is the house I grew up in, so it's nice to come home and see this wood stove cooking and keeping us all warm. And there's nothing like a good warm fire in the stove after a very cold morning on the beach. And here it is, Black Friday. We got our stomachs full of great Thanksgiving food, and now it's time to burn some calories, move around, and get our shopping on at one of our favorite places, Pirates Plunder in South Beach. If you love secondhand, if you love weird collectibles, you got to come on down to Pirates Plunder and just get lost with all the flotsam and jetsam of secondhand fun. And we've been coming to Pirates Plunder for years and years and years. We always find something every time we go because it's always changing. The vendors here are really good about updating their booths, bringing new stuff in. So you might go to Pirates Plunder in the summertime, and by the fall, it's got a completely different treasure trove for you to enjoy. One of the favorite games that we play is what's the weirdest thing you can find, and it's this head. This was the weirdest thing I saw today at Pirates Plunder. It's a fun game that we play while we second-hand shop, and I really enjoy it. And I grew up on a phone just like this. Rotary phones, if you know, you know. But Pirates Plunder is a really cool destination. You never know what you're going to find. I mean, geodes and rocks and collectibles and an iguana. Never thought I'd see an iguana today like this. Really cool, just different themed booths. Got to get a Jolly Roger. Maybe I got to get that next time. Sports cards. I mean, you know me. I love my sports, and I love my Trailblazers here. So I always get lost in nostalgia. I mean, there's so much nostalgia in here. Go Cubs Go. Ryan Sandberg, one of my favorite players. MREs. Yeah, I've eaten quite a bit of those over my days, and I'm not going to eat vegetable crumbles, no thanks. But Pirates Plunder, got the Pirates going on, and growing up on the Oregon coast, yeah, Goonies is part of the Oregon coast zeitgeist. Goonies never say die. And they got records. A lot of vendors got a lot of records for you to peruse as well. So it's just fun. I really enjoy all the different art, the nostalgia, and cool stuff there is at Pirates Plunder. And we got like a tiki bar themed room here, and something caught my eye right down here, a Pirates Here board game. So we're gonna pick that up and maybe give that a play. So that's gonna be fun there. So I'm gonna pick that up and take a new board game home. And back issues of Life. I mean, so many Life magazines. They got a lot of back issues of a lot of different titles that you can peruse. And the Brain Part 3. It's a trilogy. More records. Got some guitars, music instruments. So come on down to Pirates Plunder. There's so much more than what this video is showing you. There's no way I could show it all. It was hopping. A lot of people checking it out, and there's just a lot of fun here right next to the aquarium in South Beach. So maybe you can make a day of it and pick up something you need. Yar. And you can even pick up my my Coexist sticker. I did a comic one time, you know, what would a pirate ship's Coexist sticker look like? And so I made this, and you can buy it there, and you can also buy it at my shop, link in bio. Go get it, Buccaneer. And hey, even got one of my seagulls, Baxter, flying high right outside Pirates Plunder. And from South Beach, we're going to cruise over the Uquinna Bay Bridge, which I think might be Oregon's most beautiful bridge, into Newport. And we got some more energy. We got some more Thanksgiving food to burn off. So let's go check out another secondhand store and see what we find here at Cheap Frills. I love this shop. We come here, we've been coming here for years as well, and decided to do a second-hand double dip and see what this place has to offer for us as well. And this sign made me laugh. I would say the Venn diagram overlaps pretty heavily between Cheap Frills and Pirates Plunder, but Cheap Frills probably leans a little bit more on the home goods and maybe a little bit more on clothing. But if you like secondhand shopping, hey, you can't go wrong with either of these places. Pro football heroes of today from like 50 years ago. But you know me, I'm a jock. Steve Martin is one of my comedic heroes, and we watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It is a Thanksgiving must. And my drummer had one of these machines in his living room. Love the sound of this. So much fun. And yep, I gotta give a shout out to the St. Louis Blues. And hey, it's a new secondhand shop, so we're on the lookout for what's the weirdest thing that we can find. And there's a lot of weird stuff here. I just love all of the crazy, just cluttered shelves. It's just a treasure trove of wackiness. Like, what is this? Very cool. This is kind of a, yeah, when Clyde Drexler got the Wheaties box, that was a big deal for Rip City for sure. And I think this might be the weirdest thing we saw. This is weird. Don't get me wrong, that's weird. But my wife pointed out that's weird. That's the weirdest thing we found. Like all these just legs, like that's just odd. Cool lanterns and just awesome stuff. Hey, Beavis. I love all the instruments you could find at secondhand shops. You never know when you'll find that perfect instrument, and it's always fun to kind of keep a lookout. So come on out, Cheap Frills, secondhand shopping, they got you covered too. And it's been a while since I've drawn a vehicle, but this one was really striking, caught my eye, really loved the vibe and the energy that they put on this, and I dug it. This was a rad van, had love 360 all the way around it, and I gave it a sketch. And we made our way down to Nye Beach Turnaround, and if you're visiting Newport, Nye Beach is a must. I highly suggest coming down here and taking in the shops, the view, and if the weather's nice, get a walk on the beach too. But if you come to Newport, definitely get Nye Beach. Do the Bayfront as well, and you just can't go wrong. There's so much great stuff there. So I want to take us down memory lane a little bit here. We're back in South Beach over the Aquina Bridge, and I want to talk about the Zigzag Zoo.
So we're at the grounds of the original Zigzag Zoo in South Beach, Oregon. It was right here. And this pathway going right there is where you could drive through with all the crazy knickknacks and beach stuff on both sides. Gonna walk the old Zigzag Zoo path. And when I was a kid growing up, had a friend living in South Beach, and we would come over here and do yard work for the owner to raise up enough money to go buy sports cards at South Beach Market.
Zigzag Zoo, also known as El Fincho Rancho, was created as one man's mission to beautify his home for his sick wife and eventually transformed into a beloved seaside attraction in Newport, Oregon. Lauren Finch and his wife Helen moved onto the property near Aquina Bay in 1968, marking a new chapter in the couple's life following Lauren's previous roles as a sailor, cartoonist, furniture salesman, and electric contractor. Not wanting to venture far from his ailing wife, Finch cast his attention on their immediate surroundings and began collecting and assembling various objects and artifacts that made their way ashore. The Zigzag Zoo was deconstructed in the early 2000s, but I'll remember it always.
Zigzag Zoo, I remember you.
Now, Pirates Plunder and Cheap Frills, they've got records. But if you really want to get some records on the Oregon coast, you got to check out Northwest Grooves right here on Highway 101. The sheer variety of music and entertainment within Northwest Grooves is really astounding. There's such a wide variety of media beyond music here. There's movies and soundtracks and books and awesome collectibles like this. And I almost had to get all of them, really. But for me, I saw Murray here and had to support some Ronnie James Dio action. So I'm going to pick Murray up and take him home with me. But there's just awesome stuff here. So if you need to get some Christmas shopping on the coast, I recommend going to Northwest Grooves. You can even get your record player here and some kick-ass books too. And I was perusing some of the titles, and yeah, really great variety. But it was this, it's Black Sabbath. Never Say Die. Definitely got some Dio years in there, so I'm going to get this book. And just awesome record collection. Always new stuff in. Great Instagram channel too. They do a really good job of updating new arrivals, what they've got in store, and I've found out a lot of really fun things thanks to that Instagram page. I always check out Kraftwerk, one of my absolute favorite bands in the world. I think my favorite Kraftwerk album is either Technopop or Man Machine. Love those two albums. Really dig Kraftwerk. If you want the OG of electronic music, this is your go-to. And hey, if you want seagull themed music, well, I got you covered as well. This is my project, Gulls, and the band Flocker Rocker. New album coming out, and you can pick up the existing 3 albums here at Northwest Grooves. Well, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving wherever you were. We sure did. And we had a pit stop here in Depot Bay, which is the world's smallest harbor, on our way back home. And we got some dinner and ate it in the car and watched a glorious sunset. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Got some more art coming. And if I haven't drawn you yet, stay your true, lovely, sketchy self, because you could be next. See you next time.